So in the series of learning C++ programming language, we are discussing control structures in C++. Basically three types of control structures: sequential, selection and iteration, right? Or you can say repetition. Fine. Sequential means nothing but a simple program you are writing, and one by one in sequence all the statements are going to be executed. Simple program. Selection means you have some choices, and based on some condition you have to select from those choices. Those are selection statements like if else, else if, ladder, switch case statements. These we have discussed. Now next is iteration, or you can say repetition, repetitive statements. Those are loops. Iterations means, or repetition means, you are repeating same task again and again. That is repetition. So those things we can achieve, we can implement in programming with the help of loops, right? So what are those loops? That thing we are going to start from this video. So in this video we'll be discussing some introduction to loops, basics, like what is loop and why you need loops. That thing is very important. Why you need loops, right? And what are loops? What are basic categories of loops? Two basic categories, right? And basic scenarios, how loops is to be executed. Some important points, general points, basic points about loops we'll be discussing in this video. Then in later videos, one by one we'll be discussing types of loops, right? So we'll be discussing that thing here with the help of real life example as well as with help of program, right? Now before that, I just want to tell you one thing. On Geeks or Geeks, there is an event going on known as interview series. In this series, in this event, every Sunday 7 p.m. they conduct a contest. You can participate in this contest every Sunday to prepare for your coding interview rounds for top tech companies. And the next contest would be on 28th of August. And what is the pattern of the contest? 3 questions you will get. A time limit would be 90 minutes and marks, it is of 100 marks. And after the contest you will get editorial video, means solution video, where you can see the solutions also of those 3 questions that was in that contest. And the language supported for this contest is C++, Java and Python, and plus there is 5% penalty for each wrong submission. So before submission, please compile and test again against the sample test cases, and then only submit your answer, right? And you will get 2 big bits for participating in this contest, and you can also redeem these bits on their reward page. So all the relevant links and details you will find in the description box of this video. You can go and check out. Now let's see what are loops and why we need loops. See, real life example is whenever you play any song, so there are some options for you guys, like one in that corner, something like this, in loop, means shuffle, in loop, these kind of things, means the same song would be played again and again. That same song would be repeated. That is in loop, right? So if you are doing same task again and again, that is, you can say you are in loop, or that is means you are repeating the same task again and again. Means suppose you want to print, simple example we have taken, like you have print hello world on the screen. So what you have written? Cout simply hello world. That's it. Obviously header files and all you have to write down, main function and all, but the main thing is you have to write this thing, cout, output, and this is what you can say for outputting something on the screen. In C++ we use cout, this object, hello world. Now on the output screen, one time hello world would be printed. Now I would say I want to print 2 times hello world. Simple, what you will do? Cout, one more time you will write hello world. Although it would be in same line, if you want to do in a different line, you can just put a slash and new line operator, or you can just put handle manipulator at the end here, right? 2 times it will be printed. Now I want to ask you to print hello world 5 times on the screen. Means you will say, means you can write down this line 5 times in your program. But if I say print this hello world 1000 times, can you write 1000 times this line in your program? Is it a good idea? No way. So is it possible that we write only once this line in our program and we are able to print 1000 times hello world on the output screen? Yes, it is possible with the help of loops. You can use loops, and the same time, this one line, you can write down this line in loop, right? Okay, there are multiple loops. The syntax is also different. I'm not going to discuss the syntax of each loop here. Simple, you just write down loop syntax here. How to write down loop, that also will be discussing one by one. Simply write down that loop syntax, whatever loop you are using, and in that loop, one line you can write down. That's it. No need to write down this line again and again. And if you want to print 5 times, that is also possible. If you want to print 1000 times, suppose I want to print 100 times. So, in loop you have to tell, obviously we have to tell how many times you want to print, when to terminate, 100 times, right? If I want to print 100 times this. So, I have to tell this with the help of that program. I have to tell the compiler, like let's start from 1 and till 100, print. As soon as 100 times this has printed, stop. So, mainly you have to tell from where to start, from 1, suppose you are starting, from where to start, the you can say initialization of loop. Second thing, where to end, where to terminate, means termination condition, right? 2 things. And then third thing is what, like 1, then 2, obviously there is someone who is counting. Suppose I am counting, 1 time I have printed, then second time, third, fourth, fifth, but obviously manually we are not counting there on the screen. We have to put something, automatically that would be incremented, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whenever it reaches to 100, stop. So, some update type of thing we have to give, maybe through a variable or something like this, right? So, 3 basic things in loop. Whenever you write down the loop syntax, 3 basic things are there. One is initialization, second is condition, or you can say termination condition, and third thing is update like increment or decrement, obviously updating like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this kind of thing. 3 basic things are there, right? So, means when we use loops, or why we need loops, in which situation? If you want to execute a statement or set of statements, in this case we are executing only one statement, but there can be set of statements, multiple statements, like in loop we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many statements as I want. So, if you want to execute a statement or a group of statement multiple times, then we use loops. I hope you got the idea, right? And what are the benefits of using loop? If you want to print 100 times hello world, one way is 100 times you have to write down this line. One way is using loop you can do. Which one is better? It is time saving as well as space saving. There would be less lines of code if you use loops rather than the first approach, right? So, these are some, you can say, benefits of using loops, right? It will save your time, space will be saved, lines of code would be less, program would be more readable, maintainable, rather than writing this line 100 times. Obviously, one time if we write, then that program would be more readable. If I have written a program, any other is looking at my program, he or she can easily understand, right? More maintainable, more readable program would be there. You can say a good looking program is there if you use loops. If you don't use loop and the first approach you will follow, that would be it's kind of a bad practice of writing programs, right? That is why we use loops. And when you want to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times, then we use loops, right? And 3 basic things are there in every loop: initialization, condition, you have to tell where to stop, from where to start, and update, right? Like if your mom say like go to supermarket and buy oranges, then you come to home, then again your mom say go to supermarket and buy apple, again you will go and come to home after buying apple, then again your mom will say like go and buy bread, same task, bread, then butter, then some vegetable like ladyfinger or bitter gourd, these kind of things, right? Means you are again and again going to supermarket for one item, then come back for second item, you go to supermarket, then come back, you are in loop, right? Second approach is You just ask your mom to list down all the items in a list, like 1 oranges, then apples, these kind of things. Suppose 15 items are there. You take this list, go to supermarket, then just check. First buy oranges, then second apple, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Whenever you reach to 15th item, you buy that item, stop. That is termination condition. Go to billing counter and come to home, right? That is a good idea, right? So obviously from where to start, you have to start like first thing is written oranges, like first 1. You have to start from where this is initialization, where you will end, where you will stop buying, when you have reached to the last item in your list. You have bought the last item in your list, then you are going to stop, right? And one thing, obviously you update means you are in this case you are manually checking, you are the updater only, like this thing, okay, second, third, fourth, fifth, this kind of thing. In programming, obviously we are not manually, we cannot update, we cannot check first, second, third, fourth, like this. So you have to take some variable, you have to update that variable, right? How to write down this thing properly in syntax, that also we will be discussing. But I hope the general idea is clear to you guys, right, about loops. Now mainly loops are categorized into you can say 2 categories, entry controlled loop and exit controlled loop. Now entry controlled loop means what? See, whenever you go to any, you can say whenever you go to metro, then before boarding a metro, you are being checked, right, your luggage and you. If you are okay, you don't have any suspicious item, you are ready to go. That is, you can say entry controlled. At entry also they are checking, they have some condition, like you cannot board a metro with the knife, right? So if you have a knife, this is, some conditions are there, some items are restricted. So if those items are available in your bag or with you, you are not allowed to enter. That is the condition, right? That is entry controlled thing. At entry only they are checking you. Exit control means, suppose there is more supermarket near my house. So whenever I have to buy some vegetable or fruits, I go to there. At entry they are not going to check, but at exit they check the bill and the items I have bought. If both are matching, it's okay. If both are not matching, some required action would be taken. So that kind of thing is exit controlled. At exit, condition is being checked. So in loops, same 2 things. Entry controlled loops, I hope you can relate this thing. Entry controlled and exit controlled. Now if you have understood this 2 things, you can just let me know in comment section some real life example of entry controlled and exit controlled, other than whatever I have given to you 2 examples, right? Now entry controlled means first condition would be checked in a program like this is the condition. If condition is true, then only you can enter into the body of the loop. If condition is false, then out of the loop. Like in metro, you have some suspicious, you cannot enter into the metro, right? Or maybe they'll take that thing from you guys. Like one time in my bag there was a knife, so I was not allowed to enter. So I put my knife out there, then I boarded the metro. Okay, apart from that, this is entry controlled. Now body of the loop, now some update expression would be there, and again condition would be checked. Again body of the loop, if that is true, in false, exit from the loop. This is type of entry control. Exit control means at first you will enter into the body of loop. At first only, you will not check the condition. Like I go to supermarket, I enter into supermarket without any checking, right? Whenever you after body of the loop, then condition would be checked. Now if condition is true, then again some update, obviously update kind of thing is there, update expression would be there, and then again body of the loop. If condition is false, out of the loop, right? This is, you can say, exit controlled loop. Flowchart of exit control, this is entry control. I hope you can clearly see the difference between these 2, right? Now basically we have 4 loops, like for, while, do while. One more is in C++ we have range for loop, range based, you can say range based for loop. This is something like for each loop in other programming language, like in Java, I think we have sorry, for each loop. So exactly same as that thing, but here it is known as range based for loop, range based for loop, while loop to while loop. Right. So these loops will be discussing one by one in later videos now. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.